Michael Carter Williams.
The size of Michael Carter. How about the size of Magic Johnson?
No, that's a little bit too big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, direct your attention to 7-4, the award ceremony.
Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the home of the Hornets, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Last game for the Hornets, they picked up the W against the Pistons in Detroit. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
And look, it's always tough to win on the road. You've got to go in with the right mindset, and they did.
I think, Greg, they didn't let the crowd or the noise get to them, and they have to be happy with how they played and executed on the road in that one.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Utah, Malone is out there with Andre Kirilenko. Then it's Jeff Hornacek. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Stockton in at the points. Kirilenko, the pass to Stockton. Lets it go from 11. The shot's good from Hornacek. Hornacek's got the first points of the night for Utah. Doris should be quite a battle tonight. Two terrific front courts. Do you expect to see?
Well, I'm really curious to see the level of physicality on the interior in the painted area. Each side trying to impose its will upon the other. Who does the better job invading the space and contesting shots? Just don't invade my space over here, Mr. Harlan. Keep to your side of the table, will you?
I wouldn't think of it. I would not think of it. For Utah, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Stockton kicks to Jefferson. Feeds to Hornacek. Clock at 6. Here's Kirilenko. And off there. He misses his first shot of the night.
Boy, still not quite in rhythm. Just 1 for 4.
Joseph against Stockton. Joseph, that's good.
Good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
Now here's Jefferson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Off the mark from 16 feet out.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
And the Utah Jazz back in 2014, the worst defensive team in the league by points per possession. Greg, it's been a dramatic turnaround.
And one of the premier defensive teams now in our league in terms of their imposing paint presence. Not a team that gambles for steals or deflections. They keep you in front and force you to play over the top.
The first free throw is good. And Joseph drops them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
It's been a slow start here for Utah. It's a 5-point game. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively. And when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
I think intensity is the key, right, Greg? When you play with energy on the offensive end, good things usually happen.
Charlotte shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. And he makes the first. And both free throws good for a lead. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket.
Oh!
My goodness.
Fruitful possession. Just doing what they can to extend the lead.
Well, this is a perfect example of how you want to run your offense. Disciplined but determined. Nice possession, Greg.
Stockton kicks to Malone. Over Wilkes. It's on target from the high post. Malone's got his first bucket in this one.
And he'll take that. The nice, easy mid-range jumper. First bucket of the day.
A pretty good way to start the game, right? The defense has to be more aggressive, keeping him away from that area of the floor, or it's going to be a long night.
Over to the wing. Back to Joseph. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Pass to Wolf. Now the dish to Lee. Just 5 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. Sinks the triple. The Beast's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Yeah, maybe a new approach, because what they're doing is not working. You're going to have to alter some things on the offensive end.
Hey, guys, you know you never run out of things that you can improve upon.
I think, Greg, it's important to keep that hunger, right? You're always striving to get better and to change things up.
Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorer. And you look at Joseph, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player. And, of course, Blackwell, another guy that's having a great scoring season.
And what an option either of those two guys give you. They're both excellent safety valves when an offense is struggling.
Hornacek dishes to Jefferson. Nice ball movement by Utah. And now here's Lee. A fast break opportunity.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Now here's Joseph. A 32-point game for him in the win against the Pistons in Detroit.
Yeah, his big night wasn't limited to his offense. His steals numbers were way up there, and it was a special night for him in just about every way.
Stockton passes to Malone. He kicks to Kirilenko. Back to Malone. Hornets with the rebound. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Utah.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Well, a year ago, there was a big gap in talent between the two teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around.
Here's Wolf, clock at 4. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And it goes out of bounds. That went off Joseph. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the threes and the twos last season for Charlotte.
And the three-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
Stolen away. Fast break now for Charlotte. And a wide open look for Lee. The shot, no good. So Utah will take it the other way. Hornacek kicks to Stockton. He dishes it to Kirilenko. To halt the run, the Jazz again can't hit it.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
There's a screen to the wing right side. Pass to Lee. Rivers in the corner. No good on the triple. Jazz trail by 14. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Quinn Snyder and I got a chance to talk for a bit, and Coach had nothing but praise for his players, saying they've done everything I've asked. They put in the extra work in practice, trying to turn their weaknesses into strengths. That's showing up in the win column. As a coach, Kevin, it's probably the best you can ask for. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Al Jefferson. Rudy. And Utah has possession. They trail by 16. Kirilenko dishes to Stockton. Pass to Malone. Over Wilkes. On the money from 12 feet away. Malone's got his second basket of the night.
Well, this guy's a rock. You know, this is a player that you can count on to produce under any circumstance.
Joseph with the ball. He has 6. Lee outside. Dishes to Joseph. Here's the beast. 6 to shoot. Off the screen. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
Utah calls timeout. Doris, who were born in New York, became the first female analyst to ever call a Knicks game. Talk about the emotions that night, having traveled that incredible journey.
You know, Kev, it was both magical and nerve-wracking. You know, I grew up a Knicks fan when there was a healthy Bernard King, and the league had absolutely nothing for him when he was doing work on the low post. Hubie Brown was an idol of mine, but it was also nerve-wracking to be the first woman to sit in Clyde Frazier's seat. It was sort of awe-inspiring and a ton of fun.
Gobert, the pass to Mitchell. Lets it fly from 18. Jump shot is good that time. It's tipped. And here's Brand. Now Joseph. Brand, a screen on Stockton. Now here's Joseph. There's the screen. Back to Lee. Puts up a 3. That's it. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Stockton against Joseph. Outside, Garcia. Back to Lee. He feeds it to Joseph. Just 5 to shoot.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
And it's lights out with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. ABC's checked in for Lee. Then for the Jazz, Monk comes in for Andre Kirilenko. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Stockton. Here's Mitchell. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for two. Mitchell's got his second basket of the night. Joseph with the ball. 8 points for him. To the right side. Screen by Brand. From deep. Just 5 on the clock. And it's the Hornets another 3.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Rubio outside. Mitchell kicks to Monk. There's the pass to Mitchell. Gobert the screen. Monk, no one around him. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Monk's got his first 3 points of the game.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a 3 on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
Brand a screen on Rubio. Joseph the pass to Big Dog. Dishes to Garcia. That one goes in. Garcia's got 5 points so far.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, but if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Kicks to Mitchell. There's the feed to Monk. No good from outside.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
Almost like he was anticipating the play call, right? You love the hustle.
And here is Joseph. Garcia passes to Lyons. And so it's Charlotte riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll return shortly. And Derek Favors known for his work ethic, and he talked about his focus on developing his skills.
I just want to get better. I just want to keep improving as a player throughout the year, just get better, keep making strides, and keep getting better in every aspect of my game.
Well, the desire is there, and sounds like the commitment that he's showing is to how far, Greg, you think he can go?
Well, you talk about desire and commitment, and then you throw in the fact that he has the talent that can be built upon and improved. One big factor will be injuries. That's the big X factor that determines so many more careers than desire. Talent and commitment, you need to stay on the court.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, pretty much in control here, it would appear.
Listen, early on taking the lead, I just like their approach offensively.
I think their play calling has been exceptional. They played with purpose and they played with aggressiveness.
So on the floor for Utah, the tough defending. Favors and Gobert make up the big men. Ricky Rubio is out there with Mitchell, and it's Monk in at the 3. From the arc, that's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. 9 points for Malik Monk.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Here's Dio. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. You just have to love the way Ricky Rubio plays defense. Fantastic at jumping a play, and Doris forcing a turnover for his team to get out and get a scoring transition.
Right, I think the thing that stands out with Ricky Rubio is probably his anticipation. That is what makes him such a great defender. Active feet, active hands to bother shooters, incredible lateral movement, and an impressive wingspan.
Rubio against Campbell. Outside, Garcia. 4 on the clock. Here's Dio, defended by Gobert. That's the big dog. Charlotte moving it around. Now Campbell. Outside, Garcia. They set the pick. Tries again. Gobert with the block.
Well, this is the calling card of Rudy Gobert, a superb shot blocker. The wingspan is a thing of beauty.
Jazz trail by 17, and Rubio kicks to Monk. Back to Rubio. Feeds to Gobert. Gobert the screen. And stolen by Garcia. Passes it to Big Dog. Campbell with it. Here's ABC. Down low. Big Dog the pass to Campbell. Shot clock at 6. Looking to end the drought. He got right to the cup using that screen.
Boy, you gotta appreciate the move. I know I did. Going to the finger roll to get the ball over the D.
For the Jazz, Al Jefferson, he's checked in for Gobert. Malone comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Hornacek in for Mitchell. And Doris, so many players do tend to shy away from contact, but which players, in your opinion, really love the physical aspect of the game, really helps their game?
Well, let's go old school. And the ground and pound game of Zach Randolph. The guy doesn't have an inch in terms of his vertical jump, but has managed to be well into his 2nd decade in the NBA. For me, Zach, Z-Bo doing work on the box, a thing of beauty.
Now, here's Rubio, guarded closely. It's Hornacek on the wing. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Hornacek's got 5 now.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Outside, Garcia. Screen by Brand. Campbell, the pass to Big Dog. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 2nd quarter. There's a good screen. Shot clock at 5. Here's Garcia. Gets the front of the rim and out.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Fires from 18. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Now, great look on that. Just a little out of rhythm.
Yeah, he looked like he forced that a little bit. Just needs to take his time. Gotta make these shots right now.
Over to the left wing. Here's Lyons. Outside, Garcia. Charlotte needs to get a shot. Campbell. A 3-pointer off the mark. Jazz trail by 17. And Rubio kicks to Jefferson. The dish to Rubio. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And here's a look at some numbers for the Prophet. Last year, getting it done. 8th in field goal percentage, 17th in three-point field goal percentage, and he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And you know, back to his tremendous efficiency shooting last season, top 10 in the league, his dead-eye shooting creates so many opportunities for that offense. Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Rivers comes in for Big Dog, and B-Train subbed in for Big Cat. Screen by Malone. Three-pointer from Stockton. Connects from three-point range. Stockton's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been 3? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Campbell with it. He kicks to Rivers. And here is Campbell. Rivers a screen on Stockton. Here's Garcia. Wilkes. It's good on the putback. And the Hornets lead by 16.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Stockton kicks to Kirilenko. Malone outside. Here's Jefferson. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Hornets leading by 16. Here's Campbell. Rivers in the corner. Here's Garcia. And out of bounds as Utah. Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. While you look at Rivers, a fierce inside defender, tops in the NBA in blocks.
It happened so often. I'd say to myself, there's no way he can get to that shot, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and it go down as another block.
Stockton dishes to Hornacek. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Six to shoot. Stockton can't get it to go.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. No question he got bumped on that shot.
The Hornets have been good at the line so far at 5 of 5.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
And the Hornets making a change here. Lee's checked in. Hornacek passes to Stockton. He dishes it to Jefferson. Outside for Stockton. Screen by Jefferson. Stockton, good. Stockton's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, the assist has to go to the screen on that play. Gave him all the room he needed to rise and fire.
Now here's Rivers. Now Campbell. Now the pass to Wolf. Oh! And he slams it one-handed.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. Stockton kicks to Malone. Stockton left side. With the floater, and it's good on the layup. Stockton's got 7 points in the game.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Rivers with it. And here is Campbell. Rivers sets the pick for Lee. Pass to Campbell. They set the pick. Back to Lee. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to B-Train. Hornacek with the steal. Stockton up top. Malone in the post. 8 points his last outing. And the Jazz have been one of the more old-school franchises. Pounded inside, grind out victories. They're still a tough defensive team, but Doris, Coach Quinn Snyder is receptive to a wide-open style of play.
Right. Quinn wants them to play with pace, look for easy opportunities. He also likes power forwards who can stretch the floor. He understands that's the way the league is going, and he's on board with it.
Joseph, he's checked in for Charlotte. Screen by Lee. Wolf passes to Joseph. Rivers a screen on Stockton. Joseph dishes to Rivers. That's good from Joseph on the assist by Rivers. And that's 12 points for Joseph.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Malone, left side. Tries from 7. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
Joseph against Stockton. And Joseph kicks to Lee. Good on the triple. Lee's got 10.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Kirilenko. And the shot is long.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
High, arcing shot. Joseph, that's good. 14 points for him.
I am simply blown away by his accuracy. He has made every shot, and what's most important, his team is winning.
Screen by Jefferson. Back to Malone. It's deflected. Lee with the steal. And it's lights out with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Some changes for Charlotte. Big Dog, he's checked in for Rivers. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. And it's Garcia in for the Beast. And a switcher also for Utah. Rudy Gobert is checked in for Jefferson. Hornacek kicks to Stockton. Releases. Gets to the corner and buries it.
You know, rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
Here's Dio. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. There's a good screen. Joseph, the pass to Lee. Off target from outside. Jazz trail by 17. Kirilenko kicks to Malone. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Boy, the score would look a lot different if his teammates could have had the kind of night he's had.
Mitchell, he's checked in for Utah. The Jazz shooting their first free throw of the night. Rudy Gobert not really a post-up threat, but he's become very effective in the pick and roll.
I think he's focused, Kevin, on setting better screens, and he's shown flashes. Pretty pass here, a dribble move there. I think you see the potential beyond just dunks and offensive rebounds for the Stifle Tower.
To the inside, left side Kirilenko. Got that bucket in no time at all. Kirilenko's got his first points of the game.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And the dunk by Joseph.
And that's really the change in our game. It's the overall athletic ability. I love those point guards that can throw it down.
Well, you talked about that. That's a dose of the modern NBA, Greg. That kind of aerial ability isn't limited now to just the front court anymore.
That's exactly right.
That's the point, guys. When your lead playmaker can get to the rim like that and convert, monster advantage.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Yeah, they've dominated that category in this one. It's reflected in the score.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
For Charlotte, they had gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight. That's good from Garcia. Lorenzo Garcia nails both of them. And so it's Charlotte with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Quinn Snyder.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith. And after the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. Kenny, what do you think?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, they struggled in a number of areas.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the...
Welcome back to Charlotte, the Duke Energy Center, the building. So it's the Hornets now. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead, featuring out there with Rivers. Then it's the Beast. Then there's Lights Out, and it's Lee in at the 2 spot. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Passes to Wolf. He feeds it to Joseph. Lee outside. Sinks the three-pointer. Lee's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Hornets.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Stockton dishes to Hornacek. Screen by Jefferson. They set the pick. Now here's Stockton. He's guarded closely. Just 4 to shoot. From deep. The shot comes out. Charlotte leading by 22. And Joseph kicks to Rivers. Out to Lee. From outside the arc. Rebounded by the Jazz. Jefferson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. It's deflected. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here.
Checking out the numbers for the Beast. He's coming off an excellent season. Put up about 23 points per, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it, a real handful.
Let's make no mistake, one of the elite talents in the NBA and operating at the highest level right now.
Hornacek passes to Stockton. Kirilenko kicks to Jefferson. Hornacek against Lee. Left side, Kirilenko. Off target on the outside leaner.
I don't know if he's trying to show off for the crowd or what, but there's no reason for that kind of shot. Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
13 feet away. Connects, the jumper drops. Kirilenko's got his 2nd bucket. Two minutes into the second half of play now. Stockton against Joseph. Dishes it to Lee. Back to Joseph. And the dunk by Joseph.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Malone gets the bucket.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Now here's Lee. He's got 16. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Now Joseph. Back to Lee. 5 to shoot. They grab their own miss. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And the Jazz call time here. Doors, with so many one-and-dones entering the NBA, do you think expectations are too high for these guys, especially from the fans?
I don't, Kevin. I think it depends on the talent that we're talking about. You know, I know Joel Embiid is a guy who didn't necessarily start right away, but when he was finally able to be healthy, it certainly didn't take him long to become a factor on the NBA level. No, I don't think the expectations are too high. I think these guys are accustomed to expectations, and frankly, their personal expectations are probably higher than ours.
I mean, look at the elite of these high school kids who have been playing like in front of big crowds on a big stage for so long. It's second nature to them, don't you think?
No doubt about it, Kevin.
Here's Wolf. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. The Hornets, number 1.
Yeah, I mean, the best in the league at forcing those miscues and then capitalizing at the other end. Their defense led to their offense.
Inside, intercepted. Here's Joseph. Missile on the play, bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
And Utah making a change here. Rubio's checked in. Utah has gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Joseph.
And checking out the numbers for Joseph, great showing for him last season. Tops in scoring, first in assists, and we can't forget the league leader last season in steals per game. Impact defensively.
And his unmatchable instincts for scoring the basketball. That's what made him number 1 last year. You can't stop him, and you can't even really contain him. Rubio dishes to Jefferson.
They're making all the right moves. Their chemistry tonight has been phenomenal.
And Rubio kicks to Malone. Another miss by Utah.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Rivers can't get it to go.
Boy, not enough spring in his step on the way to the cup. He actually short arms that layup.
And the basket by Rubio.
Well, the catch and shoot game, typically Rubio's on the passing end of it, not this time.
Joseph with the ball. 21 points in the game. They set the pick. The pass to Beatrice. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Beatrice's got 4 this quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Rubio against Joseph. Hornacek, a screen on Joseph. Rubio with a wide open look, and it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off. Joseph against Rubio. And here is Joseph. Here's the screen. Lee outside. Fires the 3. And it's Malone with the rebound.
Well, he continues to have trouble with his shot. Well below 50% from the field in this period.
And Rubio kicks to Kirilenko. The feed to Malone. Stolen by Joseph. Here's Wolf. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. The Beast's got 17.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand. Boy, what touch. You know, a lot of guys don't have the kind of feel necessary to make the floater.
Here's Rivers. Now, here's Joseph. Kicks it to Rivers. Now Joseph. On the wing, Lee. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, that was the third straight high-percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Big Dog is checked in for Rivers, and it's Big Cat in for B-Train. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group. Gobert is checked in for Jefferson. Favors comes in for Karl Malone. Monks checked in for Andre Karolinko. And it's Mitchell in for Jeff Hornacek.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity. And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And the Hornets making a change here. Garcia's checked in. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Mitchell passes to Gobert. Jazz passing it around. Gobert, the screen. Here's Rubio. Offline with his three. Charlotte's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Screen by Brandt. Here's Joseph. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, easy call.
The first one falls. And Joseph drops them both. Of course, the league would prefer that players stay in college a minimum of 2 years before entering the draft. Others have countered with straight out of high school in that approach. Which way do you lean?
I would say I would lean to allow these young men, if they're prepared and have the talent and ability to go straight from high school to the league, they should have that opportunity. We don't put restrictions on any other field of endeavor. If you're a great musician, you can go to New York City and make a living in an orchestra on Broadway. To me, if you're capable, you should be allowed the opportunity. This is America. We are a land of opportunity.
And Garcia has it in the corner. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Brand's got his first basket of the night.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
And those second chance points can add up. Here's Mitchell, covered by Lee. Mitchell kicks to Rubio. 6 to shoot. Buries it from three-point range. Rubio's got 8 here in the quarter. Rubio against Joseph. And the Hornets call time here.
And Ricky Rubio, known mostly for his ability to pass it and create opportunities for teammates, but, I think he's an underrated defender at that point guard spot, and maybe doesn't get the credit he deserves defensively.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Fresh comes in for Lee, and it's Campbell in for Joseph. Back to Garcia. Shoots from the baseline. Pass to Fresh. That 3 off the mark. And Greg, for Rubio, his defense is something that isn't talked about, but is certainly present all the time.
Yeah, he's smart, fast, he moves his feet well, and has terrific anticipation with his hands. Great playing both on and off the ball, and just aware of his spacing and a player's tendencies.
Here's Garcia. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Garcia's got 9 points.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Feeds it to Gobert. There's the dish to Mitchell. Gobert, the screen. 4 on the shot clock. Off the screen, and he lays it up and in. Gobert's got his first points in this one.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Campbell with it. 1:33 left in the third. Garcia goes in. Here's Doyle. Off target from outside. For Utah, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. And the goal will go against Big Cat. That's foul number 2 for him. Stockton's checked in for Ricky Rubio. Stockton against Campbell. The Jazz have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. Free throw good, Stockton. ABC's checked in for fresh. And Stockton drops them both. 1:15 left to play in the third. And here is Campbell. Brand, a screen on Stockton. Here's Campbell. They set the pick. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. And look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Lee.
And the work he's doing from deep has been fun to watch. Great looks, and he's knocking them down. His ability and threat to drop those long-range bombs on a defense really makes their offense click.
Stockton dishes to Gobert. Gobert, the screen. Fires for three. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Big Dog's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
Now Campbell. Clock at 6. Outside, Garcia. Launches a 3. It's good from long range. Garcia's got 12 points in the game.
Lined it up and knocked it down. His second triple tonight.
Now here's Stockton. 11 points in the game. Gobert with a screen on Campbell. Here's Mitchell. That's good, and a nice assist from Stockton. 6 points for him.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Well, you simply got to push through that, right? You need to at least contest the shot. Otherwise, he's going to knock it down.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Hornets ahead, running away with it. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And from a recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Steve Clifford.
Well, we're doing well. Great job. Show your hand.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Mitchell. Collins is out there with Favors. And there's Monk. And it's Stockton in at the 1 spot. Favors with the screen. Here's Mitchell. Lets it go from the wing. Campbell grabs the board. Doris, for you in evaluating how good a player was over his career. You can look at analytics, statistics, whatever avenue you want to take. How important are the rings, the championships in that equation for you?
You know, I know there is some conversation that's saying if you don't have a ring, your career wasn't great. I would say this to you. Karl Malone and John Stockton are in no way diminished in terms of their Hall of Fame credentials simply because they lacked a ring. Sometimes it's the era within which you're operating. Michael Jordan was the greatest player of his generation. Some would say the greatest player of all time. I would say that Karl Malone and John Stockton, unfortunately, were at their peak, in the peak of maybe the greatest player, Michael Jordan. So in no way is someone like Patrick Ewing diminished in terms of his stature and greatness simply because the Knicks were never able to break through. I don't buy that argument.
You frame that so well. Brand with it. And here is Campbell. Here's Garcia. They get a hand on it. Pass to Campbell. Six on the shot clock. Here's Garcia. Lays it up and makes it in.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Utah's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. And that's a foul called on Money. That'll be his second foul of the game. Joe Ingles, who's checked in for Utah. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can develop your game. One, it teaches you how to pass and cut, right? You cannot be effective in a 3-on-3 game unless you understand how to screen for somebody, how to set yourself up to come off of the screen. The shorter dynamic of the 3-on-3 in a half-court environment is one of the best ways to learn how to play the game of basketball.
I love that analysis. That's terrific. Favors with the screen. Now Monk. 5 on the clock. The Jazz again can't hit it.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Great open look there.
I love the efficiency he's playing with tonight. Not scoring as much as usual, but he's been effective, and they're winning.
Stockton kicks to Collins. Ingles passes to Collins. Stockton dishes to Favors. Nice ball movement by Utah. Favors sets the pick for Ingles. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. They get it again. All on the play, basket count, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Well, Favors has the body and the size needed to be a double-double threat on a nightly basis. I love to watch this guy get after it on the glass. Well, Derek Favors has always gotten a lot of credit for his defensive abilities, but to me, his offense has come such a long way since he came out of Georgia Tech.
To the right side. And Garcia has it in the corner. Doris, much to the chagrin of basketball purists, we're seeing the near extinction of the mid-range game. Is there a way to reverse this trend?
Kevin, I don't know that we're seeing the extinction of it, and I would point directly to the Finals MVP, Kevin Durant, because if you look at some of his success, it is directly in the mid-range. Russell Westbrook has some effect in the mid-range. I mean, listen, certainly the priority is on layup and 3, but I don't think we've seen the extinction of the mid-range. I think this is a cyclical type of situation in the NBA, very much the way we've gone away from a low-post center. Would a player that's a next-level, next-generation kind of player change our thinking about that? Let's see. The game is always in a constant state of evolution.
Here's Campbell. Back to Garcia. Over Ingles. That's short off the rim. Jazz have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth. Quarter for them. Stockton kicks to Favors. Back to Stockton. Here's Collins. On the wing, Ingles. Favors sets the pick for Ingles. Here's Stockton, and it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game. Here's Dio. To the wing on the left. Garcia goes in. Campbell with it. There's the screen to end the drought. Off the pick. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Doris, there are always rumblings about teams and players who don't like what the press is writing about them, trying to ban certain media members from the locker room. What's the danger, you think, in doing that?
To me, any credentialed media should never be banned from a locker room, from an opportunity to bring their fans closer to the sport, simply because you object either about the content of the coverage or the amount of coverage does not exclude a media member from the locker room. I think it's a very dangerous precedent to have.
Good point. Passes it to Wolf. And the pass to Beecham. Shot clock at 6. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Lee's checked in for Charlotte.
Substitution, your Hornets, Chad
To the inside, Wilkes, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He's off on the first, and the Hornets making a change here. Joseph's checked in, and he's good on the second. Utah has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Rubio the pass to Parsons. Here's Collins. He kicks it to Rubio. Clock at 6. The shot's good.
Oh, you have to appreciate Rubio's creativity. Floats that one in.
And Doris, in the collective bargaining agreement, great news for retired players. Health insurance options, pensions will increase, tuition reimbursement fund. What does that mean to these players who gave everything they had for this great game?
You know what I love about this, Kevin? I think each of us stands on the shoulders of the people who came before us, right? Everybody is the product of all the experience that came before. So you think back to some of the ages that shaped the NBA, the Bill Russell Celtics, the Jerry West Lakers, and then go on through the generations. It's important we acknowledge their contributions. I absolutely love what this CBA has afforded these retired players.
I think the NBA actually has taken a lead in that among all of the national sports.
You know what, Kevin? I think the NBA, because of their great leadership, they're always opportunistic to say, how can we make it better for our players? How can we make it better for the fans?
And other leagues are following. Well said, Bruce. Rubio against Joseph.
Oh! Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Here's Collins. He dishes it to Rubio. Collins, a screen on Joseph. Floats one up. And Rubio with the lay-in. Rubio's got 14 points now in the second half.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's B-Train. There's the pick. Rivers in the corner. Puts up a 3 and another 3 for Charlotte.
And piling on to that big lead. We know he has the range late on the defensive reaction.
You always got to D up on the perimeter. When you don't, this is what happens.
Rubio against Joseph. Misfires after coming off the pick.
You know, he's working on his inside game, but clearly there's still a little more work to do.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Doris, the new designated player veteran exception allows teams to pay their biggest stars much more money than any other team can offer around the league. How good is that for the league in terms of competitive balance?
Well, you would never, to me, want to see a player like LeBron James or Kevin Durant underpaid relative to their value of the team. And I think for a long time, Kevin, that was part of this. And so I'm interested in your take. I want these guys to be fairly compensated. And that's the most important thing.
I do love when a player is developed by a team and stays with that team. We see so few of those instances in pro sports, but a lifelong Pacer or a lifelong Celtic, I think to me that has great meaning, especially if I were a fan of that team.
Well, we were so used to that as kids growing up. You know, those players stuck with our team for extended periods and many times for their entire career.
Yes. Here's Parsons. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Now that's his game. Parsons, one of the league's best at catch and shoot.
Here's B-Train. And the Hornets call time here.
And the thing that really sticks out when you look at Derek Favors, his defensive versatility. You know, he can guard the 4s or the 5s on the inside or out, and to have a player like that allows your team to excel.
And despite Favors' size and strength, he really moves his feet well.
And that's tremendously valuable in today's NBA. The ability to stay in front of smaller men in switches and pick and rolls. He has terrific lateral mobility.
Some changes for Charlotte. Big Daddy's checked in for Rivers. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. And Fresh subbed in for the Beast. Off the inbound pass, and Joseph slams it home.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. Rubio against Joseph. Mitchell kicks to Favors. Favors with the screen. Here's Mitchell, covered by Lee. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Up off the screen, and then Favors with the dunk.
I'll tell you, solid concentration from the big man. Derek Favors fights through the contact thanks to all of that strength in his upper body.
Doris, looking at the way the playoffs are set up, the top 8 teams from each conference get in. So at what point might the league eliminate divisions altogether?
I don't think that's far in the future, to be perfectly honest with you. What I'm as curious about, Kevin, is would they ever see the teams, regardless of Eastern or Western Conference, because there seems to be some disparity in level of competition. Is that something you'd like to see, Kevin, where the teams are simply seeded 1 through 16 based on record?
I don't think I'd mind it, Doris, but I do like the fact that, kind of like in the other sports, where you don't have the familiarity, but you always think about what would it be like to see a 5-game series, Cleveland Golden State, whereas in the regular season, just there and at home. And there's something, I think, kind of mysterious, and you can project so many different things. It's great fodder before a series begins.
No question. It'll be very interesting to see which direction the league goes in.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Charlotte.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game, and I think ultimately that earned the W.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Joseph.
You can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that put them in the driver's seat.
And Derek Favors with the slam.
Parsons known for his scoring, but he is a big-time passer as well.
It's stolen by Monk. So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.